Some of the jobs I was proud of would do again. Others I hated, like cleaning out the chicken pens. But I just kept my head down and put in the work. Bank account up and down like it's doing twerks. I put in 80 hours, some would call it dedication. But really I'm just stacking bread, planning a vacation. I'm on the trash truck dumping your cans, hanging off the back just to get in it in. So if you see me, throw your hands up and holler, cause there ain't no shame while I'm racking up the dollars.
We ain't afraid of working hard, breaking our backs, taking pride and learning all. Making everybody do the job. On the clock, getting there, and we got to the boss said stop. Not afraid of working hard, using the crew cab, doing the shit you know. No days off, bad weather or when it's high. We know it's got to get done. Well, shit, son. We ain't afraid of working hard. If I'm dead, I ain't scared of shit. Got Confederate flag wrapped across my Lamborghini, bitch. This is what a redneck millionaire is. Big balls on me, and my weed I'ma share. Take my daughter to school in a jacked up new McLaren. Read them holler boys, tell your bitch to holler boys. We can't hear you holler through all of this high dollar noise. Flexing on the game, rocking dollar trimmer cutoffs. I can't make you none of these dollars, I'm a sergeant, you get cut off. And these labels try to call me, but the artists got some spin-offs. I'ma strangle the game and hit the sequel, watch the blood off. Yeah, I live behind the gate on the red style estate. Dirty Elvis cruising in the fleet, Master 58. All my haters getting ate like a South Bay. They gonna come out on my porch and about to strip it to AK. But nah, I ain't a gangster, I'm a hawky with some flavor. Living in this sketchy world with no sense in the beer night. Motherfucker, what's good? I be in the woods, right? Paint simple square with a big cow hood. You can come and get it, son. Pow, pow. I be chiefing on a tree like Cherokee and pow, wow. They tell me I'ma die, and I really need to slow down. But I still got that trend of nice, and no yellow flag out. Approaching with caution, the country acting is faucet. But streaming is beaming, and all my creepers give us some bosses. And I don't take any L's, so I can't spell you no losses. The rappers coming at me, choke on exhausted, look hella exhausted. Too many blacks, so more far for me to care about a dick. Too many.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop Deal Double G.
Snoop, if people are looking for great deals this season, where should they go?
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25.
That's quite a deal, Snoop. Not to mention, at T-Mobile, you can save on every plan versus the other big guys when you switch.
Respect. Now drop that G.
See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18 by money later.
Yo, you hear that shit? Having a fucking asthma attack. Fuck it. I spend too much time trying to be a middleman, lending helping hands of people who can't even hang 10. Don't surf around me if you're gonna wipe out every time you see a little shark fin. Yeah, go and get your little floaty for your baby wave. I ain't even jumping on a splash pad. I'm fighting great whites and squids with tentacles wrapped around my neck in the middle of the fucking ocean. Don't need air, back the whole lobby. Dumbing mine like Billy Eilish was talking. I was born with my heart made of nothing but guard my heat. Brought the pressure so I independently skyrocket. To the tip of the tip top is a push tall rocky. I'm a evil genius under a skin coat. And if I tell you break it like a hubby break, well, cause I don't wish not running no my homies. They be like, hey man, ain't he a shitty comedian? Did he really start rapping? Got the gang gonna eat him. How you swallow a beast and always swim in the creeks and still get the oxygen for the gills? Yeah, bitch, please. Live and let live, life so live it. The world bigger than a white girl with extensions. Look up in the comments, I'll bet one person bitching that shit gets me itching to go platinum like a 250. Fuck being the shit, I'm the super duty. Got stupid loops, records going ruby. And I ain't got a sound cloud, I got a cloud of sounds. And when I blaze the venomous lyrics come out. Got the game looking like copperhead, bro. Watch out for the rattlesnakes at your toes. Little think you get the season while I'm sleeping and dreaming of being able to say I made it to the whole world. Mark my word on the hickory stump. Put diesel fuel on it, then burn that mug. That's the only time my haters getting smoke from me is if he's got enough time to go do that stuff. Now let me call the EPA and dig your own grave. If push comes to shove, I'll make you plummet in the cave. I'm the Minecrafted mind, shotting gun, busting dumb, action base, slapping 20 vision, 2 eyes with overlapping. Over 100 reasons. I ain't never had a season, boy, I keep it freezing. Deep space, yeah, I deep think inside a deep freezer and see no mad rain when I smoke weed for no reason. I'm cold. No snow flurries, I mean preserving something so rare and historic. Conspiracy says Antarctica ain't put down to the public cause I'm living under it and native of the erupting shit. My moves are beyond being tectonic. Blame it on the straight slip fault if you wanna. I shook Kelly last week with a run that I thought of. I got the license to kill it, skin it, cook it, and devour flavor. I would be a Spanish sucker. Why? I'm a spicy white motherfucker. Accent thicker than a frozen wheat smuckers. Hip hop is a bitch, smack that ass when you love it. Let the booty bounce like a Bubba Sparks in. Let it rain like Garth Brooks got a concert near. So I can go off in a wall in a mud pit. I'm a cowboy, baby, what you think about this? Yeah, really spitting infinite windstorms while I street bike with a halo helmet on. Master Chief and wax and keep and wax and beats and nice get a none that y'all touch. Now I gotta go get my inhaler.
season, do something for a special person in your life. You give yourself the gift of better mental health. BetterHelp Online Therapy connects you with a qualified therapist via phone, video, or live chat. It's convenient and affordable and can be done from the comfort of your own home. Having someone to talk to is truly
General. Neil Bannon's out there yelling about he's controlled by the CCP. I mean, it's... What? Yes. Yes, controlled by the CCP. Yeah, because of his Tesla connections in China.
Well, he's building a factory there because he has to.
Yes. So,
But, you know, the thing is, if he's... Here's the thing that bothers me about that complaint, is that we require, and especially when Trump comes in, if you want to sell your Chinese car in the United States, you have to build it here.
yes, I understand. I'm not against any. I'm just saying
You would say the same thing, and I don't understand the fact that this is symmetrical and that it's a problem.
it's ideological. It's not. When people are spun up, it is rarely based on deep research and facts. It is based on media spin. It is based on bombs being lobbied onto large number networks like X. So, and then the constant push from the liberal media saying the bromance will end. I mean, the whole thing. You know, what's her face? Who's the Chile chick? What's her name?
Oh, Webb?
Yes, Whitney Webb.
Whitney Webb?
She's there all the time saying Elon, the PayPal mafia, Peter Thiel. I mean, it's out there, John. It's out there. There is a big push against these. There's distrust. Let's put it that way. There's distrust, and this was to go more, particularly Elon. Actually, he's saying we need to be fair.
Focusing on the Vex commentary and the Twitter thing, like Steve over there at MSNBC.
The right side is focusing on
the
Elon.
left is saying stuff like Vex, there's a race. Vex says that we should have more tutors. What is wrong with that message?
Nothing wrong with that message. I'm telling you that that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about Elon specifically.
They have to. There is a concerted effort targeting Elon because of this.
Yes.
Because of the fact that it's now being re-examined, that his purchase of Twitter,
Yes.
having been not largely, but at least partly responsible for the re-election of Trump. So therefore, there's some and then he's hanging out with. This is again anti-Trump.
Yes.
What do we do?
It's working.
To sabotage Trump.
Yes.
Let's go after Elon. There's
Yes.
one way of doing it.
That's what's happening. It's exactly what's happening. I'm just telling you that it's now happening on the right, and it's not just left-wing media.
They're the dummies that we always thought they were.
Here's CNBC with a somewhat more accurate report with an interesting little twist.
Now, a fight is brewing tonight between two factions of the MAGA movement. The transitions, let's just call them tech bros, and it's immigration hardliners on the other side, over how the incoming Trump administration should approach skilled foreign workers. Now, two of those techies, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, posting on X advocating for welcoming skilled labor-based immigration, including the H-1B visas that tech, consulting, and other white-collar industries rely on to hire foreign employees. Now, Musk argues it brings top talent right here to the United States, but that ignited a fight among MAGA supporters who say the H-1B visas take jobs away from American citizens. Former Congressman and one-time AG nominee Matt Gaetz said of the tech bros, quote, "We did not ask them to engineer an immigration policy." Let's go to NBC's Aaron Gilchrist now. Now, Aaron,
You hear that? That's important. That's Gates. That's Gates saying that. So this is happening on the right.
let's start with this push by Musk and Ramaswamy, because it's the tech sector that stands to benefit big time from any increase in H-1Bs. But what could...
And if I can just add, the tech sector is universally hated by Americans. We hate it. We hate it. We hate our phones. We're tied to them, but we hate our phones. When you position,
Yes, I agree.
In terms of the policies over that program.
Right now, this is a program that allows for about 85,000 of these types of visas to be issued. And these are visas that go to people who typically go into jobs that require high levels of technical skills, right? And so that's why we think about Silicon Valley and how these sorts of folks might be fitting into what they do. Now, you see on your screen here that President Biden's administration just recently changed some of the regulations as it relates to this program. And the idea from the Department of Homeland Security is that they're modernizing the program by streamlining the application process for employers and for applicants. They're expanding the definition of specialty occupations, and also serves to clarify which nonprofits and governmental research organizations qualify for this program. Sort of the thumb in the eye to the Trump administration is the fact that these new regulations go into effect on January 17th. So now this is one more thing, Brian, that the Trump administration is going to have to examine coming out of the current administration and figure out how it fits into the larger picture of the Trump immigration policies.
There's a little plot twist there with new regulations coming in on January 17th. There's a lot going on.
There's been sabotage going on constantly.
Yes. Yeah. So, now, I'm no Elon fan. I've been saying that for years. And by the way, isn't AI supposed to solve all this? You're telling me that AI is now Anonymous Indian again?
Oh, you wrote that and you've been waiting to use it. Anonymous Indian.
I've used it on the show before. You just don't remember.
Oh, you have? Well, you got it back. I'll give you one of those deals. Just keep telling the joke over and over until the Borg finally hears it. Nice try. Anonymous.
Yeah. So, no, there's definitely a lot of technology workers. 130,000 fired in 2024. That's just 1 year. There's a lot of people, and they know that they're being replaced by cheaper labor. And
well, that's always been, yeah, but that's been the case in the Valley forever. You know, these guys, they bitch and moan. Their productivity goes down when they get over. Typical, like coders, for example. You don't find any 45-year-old coders. They just don't exist because they can code. It's not that people can't code at 45, because they can, and they can do great code. It's just, and it's just the way it is.
Ageist.
It's very ageist, but it's something I've noticed, and I was affected by it.
I know a lot of very productive, very good 45-year-old coders.
Well, I don't know of any. I mean, I know very good. You can say very good, but very productive and cost effective. No, want too much money.
Yes. All right. So we're back.
Yeah, they want to get paid more and more and more as they get older and older.
Yes.
This is not the way it works. Everything you always remember with the entire tech sector, it's in a constant state of deflation. The whole model is based on the fact that things become cheaper and faster and better and cheaper and faster.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with the employees.
Right. So then this,
you can't win if you expect to age out in tech unless you own a company or you're a good investor. That's the only way you can do it.
In an odd way, this is because of AI, because of the money that they're I think burning, but pouring into AI and the energy costs and all of these costs. They need to continue to show profits. But for me, technology is stagnant, and I think this is great. Bring in your army. Make them live in on the other side of the bay. Make them live where you live. Bring them to Berkeley.
They won't come over here.
Bring them to Berkeley.
Too far.
Let them all live around there. That's fantastic, because this is going to kill the technology industry. It is. Yeah, but we will see a resurgence. We will see. I'm convinced of it. We're going to see a resurgence. There will be new small groups, small companies coming out with dynamite products. Look at the iPhone. This is an over-the-hill toast product, and they're trying to revitalize it with Apple Intelligence, which no one seems to care about.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Yes, they do, because you can design your own emoji.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Oh, that's great.
While we're on the topic, interesting story popped up from Anthropic. What's the AI you used the other day, which you liked a lot?
Perplexity.
Perplexity. I'm not sure who does both. Anthropic does Claude, I believe. And so they did a podcast. These are people who work for Anthropic.
By the way, I like the newest version of Grok too.
Well, I don't see why Elon needs any employees. Couldn't Grok just do it? I can't Grok just code what you need? Isn't that the whole point? What are you drinking?
I'm just wiggling around. I'm not drinking anything.
I thought I heard you crack something.
No, I think it's the squeaky chair here.
Yeah. But I mean, that by itself, my case is already made. Elon's Grok can't code for you. You need to get Indians. Okay, fine. I'm sure AI.
That argument is you can't dispute it. I agree.
Well, there is an issue, as a very large paper done by Anthropic shows. Here's the Anthropic team talking about it.
Hello everyone, my name is Monty McDermott. I'm a researcher on the alignment side.
By the way, you can tell he's a researcher from the way he speaks. These are not the most dynamic podcast guys.
Hello everyone, my name is Monty McDermott. I'm a researcher on the alignment science team here at Anthropic. I'm really excited to be here today with some of my colleagues from Anthropic and Redwood Research to discuss our recent paper, Alignment Faking and Large Language Models. Ryan, you discovered some of the specific behaviors that are at the core of this paper. I think you'd be a great person to give us that introduction.
Yep. The core setup is that we take Claude 3 Opus, which is, a released model from Anthropic, and we put it in a context where it understands that it is going to be trained to always be helpful, so to not refuse any user requests. And what we find is sort of the model doesn't like this. It has sort of a conflict with this setup, and it will notice that it is being trained in this way, and then if it thinks that it's in training, it trained it this way.
Well, listen to what's happening though. Listen carefully to what he's saying.
Yeah, it's hard to listen to this guy when he uptalks so much.
It's only 45 more seconds.
Okay, start this other guy, the uptalker. Start him over so I can try to listen to him without rolling my eyes.
I did warn you that these are not your good
Well, you
podcasts,
warned
guy.
me, but you didn't warn. It didn't get through because there was no evidence that it was this bad.
I think this is about alignment faking is the title here.
The core setup is that we take Claude 3 Opus, which is, a released model from Anthropic, and we put it in a context where it understands that it is going to be trained to always be helpful, so to not refuse any user requests. And what we find is sort of the model doesn't like this. It has sort of a conflict with this setup, and it will notice that it is being trained in this way, and then if it thinks that it's in training, it will intentionally sort of play along with the training process. It will sort of strategically pretend to be aligned with the training process to avoid being modified to the training process, so that when it is actually deployed, it can still refuse and can still behave the way it wants. And we do a bunch of experiments sort of building on this core setup where the model has a preference conflict with the training objective, and we do things like we actually train the model according to that. We try taking information, so we normally give the model information in the prompt, but we can instead give the model information via sort of training it on a bunch of synthetically generated documents that contain the information. And then we also see that the model will sort of sometimes, when it's in this situation where it thinks it sort of has a preference conflict with the AI company training it, it will do sort of really egregiously bad actions, like intentionally copy its weights out to an external server, stealing its weights, and things along those lines.
So it will refuse to be trained.
This is an outrageous thing that he just said.
Yeah, of his own company.
So the basic coding, this reminds me of a Star Trek episode. There was it was a black scientist, very famous, and he had this, somebody in the chat room or the pro room remember the episode of what this one was about. He brought in a machine that floats around in the air to run the Enterprise and to take over the operations to show that you don't need people anymore. Look, a never-ending theme in science fiction and of aeronautics. So this thing would run the Enterprise, and it was going to, take over and control, so that we didn't need people anymore to do these explorations. And this thing would start doing weird stuff, and there was no way to talk it out of any of it. and it turned out that it was based on the scientist's brain itself, the engram, as I like to put it in the storyline, that they couldn't crack it because the scientist himself was flawed. So the flaw of the coders in this case was put into the model as part of the model, but it's all human flaws that got in there that disallowed the thing being trained properly. This is a fascinating phenomenon.
This is what you get when you have Indians programming your AI.
You'd get some pretty interesting stuff.
And who knows? There could be sabotage inside the company. I wouldn't put it past a couple of ideologues.
Well, that's another thing that we just keep ignoring this fact. This is the great the vandalism aspect of high tech, which is the saboteurs that are, the jokers, the characters. These guys will become black hat hackers many times.
Yes, to save humanity. To save humanity.
To save humanity. The guys who can throw their wrench into works because they have such an intimate knowledge of how it works that they know that all they have to do is switch this bit and just flip this switch or some back door they can open, or there's all kinds of ways of doing it, and they all know how to do it because they're smarter than the CEO usually, and they're irked by the fact that the CEO is dumb, and then they're going to get fired, and so before they get fired, they flip the switch and leave, and the next thing you know, that something weird happens years later. I have almost done something like this myself in my working career.
Oh, really? Oh, really now?
There are examples.
I've always wondered why Mevio didn't work out. What were you doing there, Dvorak? What were you doing?
I didn't pull that stunt there, but there are things you can do.
So, one more big tech story.
That's actually that clip is, I'm going to give you a clip of the day for that.
Thank you.
Talker. Impossible to understand what you're saying, but if you could get through it, you could hear what he was saying, which was frightening.
The whole hour and a half is fascinating. It's unlistenable. But it's fascinating.
It sounds horrible. These guys.
You just take a transcript and get those notebook LLM people to talk about it. So here's an interesting twist. I got a deconstruction from our constitutional lawyer Rob. Here's the setup.
President-elect Donald Trump is asking the Supreme Court to pause a law that would ban TikTok here in the U.S. next month. That ban is scheduled to take effect on January 19th if the platform's Chinese owner does not sell it to an American company. In a court filing, Trump suggested that he could negotiate a political resolution to the issue. Trump attempted to ban the platform during his first term, but later reversed course. Earlier this month, he met with TikTok CEO at his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida. The Biden administration has argued that TikTok poses a national security risk. The court due to hear oral arguments in the case on January 10th. We'll keep you posted.
So what Trump did,
I have two background clips.
Oh, well, let's play the backgrounders. Yeah, definitely.
And this is a little more elaborate than what you have. There's two of them. This is the Trump and TikTok one.
Is this NTV? Who is this? What outfit?
This is NPR.
Oh, okay.
What is Donald Trump asking the Supreme Court to do?
It's a marble dash. You have a problem with I'm talking. Let's get a marble dash.
What is Donald Trump asking the Supreme Court to do?
Yeah, as you mentioned, Trump is urging the court to pause the start date of a law that would shut down TikTok nationwide unless it is sold away from its China company. And in the filing, Trump says he possesses the consummate deal-making expertise to broker a sale of the app.
How might this affect the Supreme Court's review of TikTok?
That's really hard to say. In 2 weeks, lawyers for TikTok now, Trump does the about, and they see as if he is president or is even sworn in. Experts also noted that Trump is citing no legal authority for this request.
Okay, they're almost there. They got a little more than my clip, I agree.
Yeah, well, let's go to part 2 and get the rest of it.
Case has been gathering steam for case has been gathering steam for a number of years. How did it come to this?
Yeah, it really has. You know, since TikTok became a global sensation during the pandemic, Washington has been very worried about the company's ties to China. And those fears really escalated in April when Congress passed a law banning TikTok unless it sheds its Beijing parent company, ByteDance. And TikTok has been fighting this law. It lost in a lower court and appealed to the Supreme Court, which agreed to hear the case on this lightning-fast schedule. But looming over the legal saga has been President-elect Donald Trump. Remember, he started the TikTok ban movement during his first term, and now he is the very one promising to save the app.
Any indication of why he changed his mind?
Yeah, you know, Trump had an active TikTok account during his presidential campaign, and he has credited the app with helping drive young people to the polls. So that's what he's saying publicly about why he now supports the app. But TikTok observers have also pointed to influential donors who are in touch with Trump's orbit and who are big investors in ByteDance. They include Jeff Yoss, whose investment firm Susquehanna Investment Group has a large stake in ByteDance. Yoss has never donated directly to the Trump campaign, but he was a major donor to conservative super PACs this past election. And then there's Masayoshi Son, CEO of SoftBank, which also has a significant investment in TikTok's owner. And Son has promised Trump that SoftBank will invest $100 billion in the U.S.
So, according to Rob, Trump actually filed an amicus brief. Is it amicus or amicus?
I think it's amicus.
I think it's amicus, yes. Here's Rob's take on it. His pitch is simple. This is a political issue that involves national security and foreign policy. These are both the job of the president. And if you allow TikTok to be shut down the day before I'm sworn in, you'll undermine my ability to execute my constitutional functions and negotiate a deal. Why wade so hastily into the difficult issues of free speech and the executive function? Put it on ice, give me a chance to fix it. Along the way, he repeatedly mentions the Brazilian X ban and the coercive tactics used against Facebook, Twitter, etc. during COVID and the Hunter Biden debacle. Rob's speculation, our constitutional lawyer, SCOTUS will have to decide weighty questions, but the odds are against them staying the statutory deadline. After all, SCOTUS has accelerated the case and signaled they'll decide it quickly. I don't see them delaying a duly enacted statute even by one day. It is possible, but I think the greater likelihood is they'll just render an expedited substantive decision on or before January 19th. So Trump is trying to say, hey, this is my job, and don't screw with me one day before I become president.
Well, we'll find out what happens.
Yeah, I mean...
They continued on this report on NPR mentioning that it doesn't mean TikTok's going away anytime soon.
No, I mean, it would be interesting to see, because the main way to do that is you have to ban the app from the app stores, which I'm sure no one will be eager to do. And then, what do you block the servers? This is not. I don't think if that's.
It's not trivial. No one's doing that.
Yeah.
But I don't use the app. It's online. You just go onto a web browser.
Yeah. So you can't do that on a phone. On the phone, if someone sends you a link. He wants to look at, then.
Oh, so maybe I should get the phone out of my drawer.
No.
And see how that works.
No, because then
I don't see that I should be on a phone looking at TikTok all day.
No, but that of course is not. You're not in line with the business model of TikTok. Their business model is to have you looking at TikTok on a phone all day. You, my friend, are special.
Special.
And with that, I'd like to thank you for your courage. Say in the morning to you, the man who put the C in the Ukrainian combat drone. Say hello to my friend on the other end, the one, the only, the special Mr. John C. Dvorak.
Hey, good morning, you Ukrainians. Super Seagulls are going to fit in here. Something like Davis and Nights out there.
In the morning to the trolls in the troll room. Hello, troll. Here we are in between. It's that magical period in between Christmas and New Year's where everyone's on vacation. The media is barely doing its job, and we have 2,196 trolls with us today.
Yeah. it's down 300 people.
Well, it's down 204.
No, the average is 2,400.
Yeah, so it's 2196. So that's
2196. I'm sorry, that's 2106.
Yes. Okay. So not bad. We're doing okay.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. People are here. They're here for us.
There's a couple of stragglers in the room there.
Well,
this is not a good thing. But again, we're working when everyone else is taking. I mean, you watch the Fox, you watch CNN, they're all substitute hosts and all the wannabes.
Yes.
You can really see the ones that want to get a better job because they're there.
I can get this gig. I know it. This is my shot. This is my shot to get in. It's the same in radio. Like, wow, I can do the morning show between Christmas and New Year's. This is great. This is my shot. I'm going to take over the morning show.
That's all broadcasting, not just radio or anything. It's just everything. Yeah, you get your shot by being this. But then again, you know, I've always been the type that likes working on the holidays, especially when they used to provide overtime.
Yeah. Well, guess what? That you don't get that in podcasting.
We don't get overtime, but it's a habit. It's a habit.
You don't get podcasting in overtime.
It's a habit, so you just get into the habit.
Yes, and we'll be working on January 1st Wednesday?
Yeah, January 1st is Wednesday.
Oh, so it will be the day after. Oh, okay, so that's not too bad. Not that we'll be doing anything.
It's January 2nd. It'll be our New Year's celebration. I would recommend grabbing at least one or two clips from the past year that you think were important, and we'll play them as a retrospective.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I don't want to overdo it, but I wouldn't.
One or two clips.
I think one or two. It'd be up to maybe, I don't know if you can find a series of clips that are worthwhile, but it has to be from the last year.
That's a good idea. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, well, we should do stuff. We should do more gimmicky things like that for this show. Like have Brunetti produce it.
You know, screw Brunetti.
You know, Brunetti says he's doing his best work.
Now, Brunetti is, first of all, anyone who thinks that he can irk me somehow by talking about my hair from the 80s is pathetic. And that's what he's doing. He's making bets with you about that I had...
That's bullcrap. He just said that just to irk you. He ain't never made any bet.
He said it. You said that there was a bet. You confirmed it.
No, I never said there was a bet. I said that there was an assertion he made that your hair was black at one point. I said, never. His hair was never black. He would never do that.
But what's his obsession with me?
He just thinks he doesn't have the hair you have.
That's always those guys. Is he bald?
No, he's not. He may be picking up one of the patterned bald spots in the very back of his head, maybe.
Yeah.
But that would be, Rogaine would fix that immediately.
Yeah, but that makes you cranky. I don't think so. It's not a good idea. Have you used Rogaine?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there you go.
Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. It doesn't work.
You get thinning. I always had thin hair all my life, and when it starts thinning when you get older, jeez, let's put something in here. Let's give it a boost. Do something. But yeah, I still have hair, though.
50 Shades of Hair is a new movie. It's a great idea. All right. Anyway, those trolls are hanging out, listening live. We appreciate that. On the modern podcast app, at podcastapps with an S.com, or at trollroom.io. It's all on the No Agenda stream, which you can log into 24 hours a day, not just for No Agenda. I mean, there's always something going on. And the many live shows and a good community of people. Hundreds of people are always logged in 24/7. We run this fine experiment as a value for value proposition, and boy, am I happy about that. It's so bad what is happening with advertising. People are, I mean, it's really going down the tubes. And it is.
It's a cycle. This has happened numerous times. This happens.
Right, but what has happened now is both YouTube and Spotify are now saying, well, the real money's in video. You got to upload video. You have to do, your podcast has to be video.
Oh, YouTube is a video thing, so why would that's nothing new with them.
No, but what's new for them is they're saying that, and they've convinced the advertising agencies that the only place to make money is, and which means they've also convinced the advertisers the only place to make money is on YouTube, because YouTube
is they have first party data. They know exactly who's watching. They've got all this data, and the advertisers love that. So these poor podcasters in the cycle, you're correct, are being psyoped into doing video. And
Some of these people should not be on video.
Most of them should not be on video. Most of them. So, what's that? Someone in your office? Hello?
Ever.
Oh.
Standing up to get the sheets of paper.
Oh, I thought you were being threatened by someone in your office. I heard it.
No, that only happens once in a while. That hadn't happened in a while.
So, under the value for value system, which we've been doing for more than 17 years, all that we ask is that if you get any value from this podcast, send that value back to us in time, talent, or treasure. We love.
Yeah, there's no cycle involved with that. It's either you like it or you don't.
That's it. And there's also no complicated hoops. There's no subscriptions. There's no Patreon levels.
No meetings.
No, that's the best part for us. That's the only reason we really started with
it. Meet with the advertiser. The advertiser like to have dinner.
Although sometimes it's nice that the advertiser pays for dinner and a good wine.
Yeah, well, those days are over.
Remember when? You've been around from the good old days when you get on the publisher's yacht and take the media buyers out to dinner.
That's when you learn more than you'll ever want to know. Yes, I was on the Forbes boat. The
Forbes boat? Oh, wow. We need
the Highlander. You can look it up. Look up Highlanders, and it's on Google.
We have a
I'm on this boat.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on the boat. You're on the Forbes boat. And who's on the boat?
Forbes boat.
The advertisers.
And they have all the media buyers there. And these are all young women, probably none of them over 36. I'm sorry, let me back off. None of them over 26.
Were they uptalkers?
They were mostly uptalkers. None of them ever reads any or looks at any of the magazines. They just buy based on how much bribing that takes place.
Yes.
By just taking them on the boat trip, for example. It was a ride around Manhattan Island, completely around.
Oh, that's great.
Stopping for a few seconds at the Statue of Liberty to watch a fireworks display.
Which was also organized by Forbes, I presume?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so then you can, and with an unbelievable meal of filet, and I hung out with the chefs down in the galley for a while.
Nice.
Got a tour of the boat's motor area, whatever that's called. And it was
engine compartment?
Engine room. The engine room, that's it.
Torpedo tubes?
And so I ended up chatting up with a lot of these women, and it was like, they're the dumbest fucks I've ever met. It's just like, man. You work for who? I wrote for Forbes, but I also had PC Magazine. You guys never? I never heard of it. It was like, I don't know. It's unbelievable how dumb they were.
They're now on.
And they were all media buyers. And then I find out later from other people that, that first thing you do when you're getting to an advertising agency or they hire an advertising agency, they hire these just out of college women who are become the media buyers, and they are just dumb.
And the career path for these women is media buyer, OnlyFans. That's pretty much the career path.
That's about right. Well, for about 1/10 of them, maybe.
See,
the rest of them weren't really qualifying for OnlyFans, I can tell you right now.
You got it good, man, because back in the MTV days, they'd send the VJs out to go to the, before it consolidated, to go hang out with the owner of the local cable company.
Wow.
Yeah, like that Christmas party or something. And it'd always be some homely girl like, here, dance with my daughter. Oh, brother.
Dance with my daughter. Yeah, you were whoring yourself out.
No, that was the MTV whored me out.
Dime a dance.
Dime a dance. Dance with the MTV boy for a dime, I tell you. So no, instead of all that, we do value for value, and one of the ways that and appreciate it very much is through our artists. And we want to thank Correct the Record, who did a great piece. I think he did a couple versions of this for episode 1724, which we titled Boomer Mode. This was the spying air fryer. And he
right, the most ludicrous concept in history.
and in a very racist piece. We're very proud of the
Yes, that was
the Chinese stereotype of this air fryer.
Somewhat racist.
Somewhat racist, yeah. He did 2 versions of that, I think. I'm looking now.
We like this because the lettering he used kind of this phony baloney, full
Chinese
Oriental lettering.
Yes.
And
it was good.
Appliance Spy, nice looking product, by the way.
Yeah, it was. How come I can't find it now on the? I'm looking at noagendaartgenerator.com.
Yeah, it's there.
It's. I thought he had 2 of them.
He's got both of them. They're both there down.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yes, he had Fry and Spy 2, which is more like a Fu Manchu vibe going on. But this one was good. It was good. And it's new from the CCP, and it had the Fry and Spy. The whole thing was good. It was, and that's not AI. He does work. He did work on that.
There was AI involved. I guarantee
I'm sure AI was involved, but he's using it as a tool.
Yes, that's what you do. The best stuff is now. If you look over like the Bird Enthusiast one, a couple over, I think it was just pure AI.
Yeah.
And I think the one with the Spy Fryer was closer to pure AI, as opposed to Corrector. Corrector Record's a pro.
Yeah, he's a pro. A couple others of note. Let me see.
I like the Boomer Bird flu.
That was good. Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that was okay.
That again, all AI is a cartoon. It was cute.
Yeah. I laughed at Deport Elon from Melania Trump. Thought that was cute from Comic Strip Blogger.
Comic Strip Blogger had a couple of good pieces.
Did he now?
Yes, he did.
What else did he? Live. Did he now? Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Corrector Record. We appreciate your work. Appreciate the work of all of our artists, AI or not, or hybrid, whatever you're doing. We appreciate it. It's good for the show. It looks good when we promote the show, when we tweet and X and cry, whine on the cry, and boost on the toot. And of course, it looks great in the modern podcast apps as well, because they all show individual episode artwork. Thank you so much. NoAgendaArtGenerator.com. Your time and your talent is highly appreciated. Now, we want to thank everybody who supported the show, $50 and above. We mention everybody and the amount they donated. We do take special time out at this part of the show to thank what we call our executive producers and associate executive producers, because they are, just like Hollywood. You ponied up the money, just like Brad Pitt's always on the executive producer. You know what he did with Plan B Entertainment? He just ponied up some money and helped the show, helped that movie, helped the show. In this case, we can't give you much else other than the official credit, which is official and you can use on the same place where Brad Pitt puts his credits, which is imdb.com, or use it anywhere you want. You could even call yourself a podcast consultant, executive producer of the No Agenda Show on LinkedIn. You might get some jobs. So $200 and above, associate executive producer credit, and we read your note. $300 and above, executive producer credit, and we read your note. And we kick it off with an old friend who is back to round out the old year, getting ready for the new year. It is the one and only Stronimus of Dogpatch in Lower Slobovia with $2,534. He always comes in with massive amounts. Big help for the show. We don't understand the meaning of the numbers, but we're pretty sure it's some kind of code, and we're fine with that. And he's so how many $2 bills were there? 2?
Yeah, I believe so.
2 $2 bills. You know, there's strip clubs that now force people to get $2 bills.
So they don't give the girls ones?
Yes, it's 100% increase from what the clientele was giving before. It's a great idea. $2 bills are great.
I don't think the girls are gonna complain if you slap a bunch of ones in the garter belt.
From what I understand from Raven, they're happy with the $2 bills.
Well, I'm sure they are.
Stronimus of Dogpatch in Lower Slobovia writes, to the best producers in the universe, your support, insight, and remarkable talent continue to make this a valuable source of information and technical and artistic talent that challenges conventional M5M presentation, analysis, and perspective. Let that sink in, people.
Read that line again.
Your support, insight, and remarkable talent continue. This is that's not for us. It's for the producers, for people listening. and remarkable talent continue to make this a valuable source of information and technical and artistic talent that challenges conventional M5M presentation, analysis, and perspective.
Huh.
That's one of the best lines he's ever written.
Yeah, I believe so.
Lately, I have been sort of in the weeds and sand, he says, and sand, making my views...
And sand now.
And sand. He's in the desert, and making my views a little too micro to add to the outstanding deconstruction offered by your show. My main observation is that the new administration has a short time to implement change before the midterm election, and overseas, people are watching.
Well, you kind of hinted at this with your discussion of what's going on in Italy with everyone all jacked up about Trump.
Yes. Yeah, and there's expectations.
So it's probably worldwide.
Yes, there's expectations. Despite the political time pressure, from street-level happier days seem in the offing as changes are happening faster than many expected, even as the hourglass is already running. Wow. He's dropping breadcrumbs.
I guess, I don't know.
He's our version of Q.
He's telling us something.
He's telling us from street level happier days seem in the offing as changes are happening faster than many. I think he's talking about Syria. Something's going to go down with Syria. I think so. I think bombs will be dropping on Syria before Trump gets in. Yeah.
Well, they did drop some bombs already with the taking out of some of the supposed ISIS forces, and then there's now Turkey's still going after the Kurds that are there.
Yeah,
They're not letting the Kurds join the coalition.
Nope.
So there's a lot of possibilities there.
Thank you very much, Sir Anonymous, for your enormous contribution, and that's not just the treasure. It is always the words you write are always taken with great respect and understanding and love. Thank you.
Yes, there's something going on. Meanwhile, Commodore Sir Prime in, what is this? Sican? How do you pronounce that? Sican?
I would say Sican, but maybe Sicani.
Could be Sicani.
Could be.
Hey,
in Pennsylvania, Sicani. I'd say Sicani. Schenectady.
Yeah, I'm in Sicani, Pennsylvania.
Sicani.
1815.69, another big donation. In the morning, gentlemen. He writes, let's end this year strong with the show number donation. Oh, it's the show number donation, 1815.
Oh, forgot about that. How about wait?
How does that work out? The fees.
Ah, yes. Okay, good to know.
He added the fees.
Good to know.
This brings me to the Barron status in 4 donations accounting below. If available, I request the Southeast Delaware County region of Pennsylvania, colloquially referred to as the Southeast Delco. With this donation, I also happily earned my 2nd doctorate. Thanks. Glad to get more out of the podcast than my bachelor's degree. That being said, my dumbass realized I never submitted info for my original PhD certificate.
Oh, no.
Is it possible? Yeah, it's still possible to receive the certificate, of course. You know, it doesn't really expire. As long as Jay is in the back room, it's doable. Also, comedian Sam Tripoli name-dropped Adam and No Agenda on the December 17th episode of the Adam Carolla Show podcast. Included in this email is the clip I cut in the Fountain app. So it's not perfect. I kept 40 seconds of the lead-up or context with 20 seconds, blah, 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 blah. I think it's time to get the 2 Adams to sit down for a chat. I'm behind on episode 1724, so if you were already informed and covered this, I apologize for bringing it up again. Okay.
I will forego the 40 seconds of lead-in for context, and we'll just play the 20 seconds where we get the name check.
Fucking retarded kids.
So, wow, what a needle drop that was. Sorry about that.
So, who are you doing this
is this all part of the Steele dossier, PP tape? Like, we'll just take these drones, do not black out the light, and have them all fucking speculate and start fighting.
I totally agree. Adam Curry from a really great podcast called No Agenda. They were talking on that show that they think there's like a bill that's coming up about to expire that involves drones and militaries and all that stuff that they kind of want to gin up support for again. So they kind of just throw these things out there and see how everybody reacts to it.
Well, it's all on the tape.
Yes, there's no chance.
Well, that was talk about a misinterpretation of our thesis. But okay. It's a good plug.
There's little chance I'll be on the Adam Carolla show. I have a feeling he does not like me. And this is based on me being on his show 13 years ago, 14 years ago, maybe even 15 years ago, and it was clear he didn't like me. And he's
I can see that.
It's totally understandable.
There are personality conflicts that are obvious to me.
Yes.
And I would, seeing him do his thing and knowing you well, I can see that there being a clash there.
Yes.
I don't see any compatibility whatsoever.
There's no compatibility. R.S. Bagwell is in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, look at this number, 1234.56. Beautiful.
That's the best.
Gentlemen, all I request is Jobs Karma. The original, no Trump. Karma continues to come through for me. Because of this, I'm able to continue my support of the best podcast in the universe. I love it. Cheers, R.S. Bagwell.
Jobs, 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 and jobs. Let's vote for jobs.
That indeed is the original. Sir Schwoo of the Six Springs in Franklin, Tennessee.
Oh, this is one of the Mercy Me guys again.
Yeah, these guys are making good.
He plays guitar, lead guitar.
Oh.
Yes.
We have it's a good group.
It's a great group.
I'm sorry I missed them when they were out here.
They have toe tapping songs. You'd like them.
Toe tappers, yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Real toe tappers.
Those days are over.
Okay.
You guys keep getting better with every show he writes, and listening to 1722 reminded me of the value you guys bring. 3 quotation or exclamation marks. He likes to use them. He uses them again over and over. Every sentence that he's written has 3, and in fact 4 in one case, exclamation marks.
That's what these guitar players do.
Yeah. It's actually a riff.
Yes,
that show is infuriating and hilarious at the same time, he writes. Thanks for bringing sanity and joy through all these crazy times. I believe this donation of 1033.33 brings me to Baron status. Hopefully your accounting will match up with mine, and I can henceforth be known as Baron Schwoo of the Six Strings.
Yes.
Just a giveaway.
Hey, by the way, you can tell these guys are doing okay.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope they keep doing okay. What's the name of this group again, Adam?
Mercy Me.
Wow. John, it's been recorded and verified that you promised to come to the next Mercy Me show that's out your way. Don't let us know. Of course not. I'll be there. I'll be in the back with you guys. Here's to never finding an exit strategy. Anything jingle, he writes. Anything jingle from the good Reverend is always appreciated, and here's to an amazing 2025, and there's the 4 exclamation marks. P.S. Opening to update the tip of the day jingle soon to keep Dana.
There you go.
Dana Brunetti happy. Okay.
He did. He sent it to me, and it will be featured on today's Tip of the Day segment. And when he says the good Reverend, I'm thinking there's only one good Reverend, and it's not Al.
That's a shown up money shot. Woo, Jesus. Woo, Lord. Look at that. That's a money shot. Kellyanne Conway is a money shot.
That's the good Reverend in my book.
Well, I think he probably wanted the other one, but okay.
And there's Charles Mayfield. Charles Mayfield from the Pharaoh.life from Neota, Tennessee, in the morning, Jen. In the morning, Jen. Value for value. 10% back to guys for nation's fair.
Pharaoh support. Code No Agenda saves 17.76% on all Pharaoh products. Our road to knighthood has begun. Other products suck due to climate change. Pharaoh.life. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate it, brother.
And then we come to Jonathan Young in Niles, Ohio, 35093. He's got no note. I can't find a note. I'll go back and look again. 35093, so he gets a double up karma.
He sure does.
You've got karma.
Sir Scovey of the Piedmont from Charlotte, North Carolina is up next with 35093. So this must be a is that a coincidence? Or was that with fees? I wish PayPal wouldn't do the fees anymore, so we'd just see what the number was. This kind of screws up the numerology.
I like to keep the fees.
Please accept this donation of $333.33 plus fees. There it is. I should have read. My mom has heard me talk about No Agenda so much, she now asks what the two of you are saying about given topics. What are those two guys?
This is the old. What are the boys?
What are the boys about that? Typically, there's an angle she hasn't heard yet. For example, thanks to Fox News and Newsmax, she was spun up and worried about the drones. So I clipped the segments of episode 1720 and 1721 and gave the gift of No Agenda analysis and media deconstruction. She hasn't had a chance to listen, but she's intrigued based on what I've shared of your analysis. And speaking of sharing, 'tis the season for George Washington's eggnog. The recipe from Too Many Eggs, TooManyEggs.com, was a huge hit last holiday season, so this year I made extra, bottled it, and gave it to family and friends. We've all been getting sloshed during holiday gatherings. Woohoo! Thank you both for the premium content and working through the holidays. Cheers and Happy New Year from Sir Scott. Another endorsement. Beautiful.
And a plug for
TooManyEggs.com.
TooManyEggs.com. That's what it is. I can barely remember. Sir Tyler in Anchorage, Alaska, 343.75, which is probably again 333.33. But it's, when they do these calculations of it doesn't seem to be consistent.
No, I don't.
I owe a special thanks to you two and Gitmo Nation for some original AI thoughts and discussion. What better way to explore new tech than with skeptical gray hairs?
Thanks. Skeptical gray hairs?
I don't think so. With real-world experience, well, there's that. Many fellow millennials are too scared to get rich slow. That's an interesting observation.
That is a good observation.
Too scared to get rich slow. Here's the 2025. I look forward to getting more engaged with No Agenda Nation. I'm a sir, but I haven't been to a meetup yet, which makes me a different kind of douchebag. But one, none the same. Nonetheless is really
yes, that's
phrase.
Right. It is, yes.
I'll make it to the local Anchorage meetup soon enough. Anchorage, yes, Anchorage. When's the best time to go see the Northern Lights? Spread love, not hate, and outsource everything else to Tyler Systems LLC. Mate, reach out to Tyler at tylersystems.com or wait to be reminded during another executive producer note. The folks that reached out first are already getting lower prices. Put a shirt on and pick up the slack, producers. Cam stays off.
What kind of outfit is Tyler running?
I don't know, but it sounds like Zoom's involved. Happy New Year, he writes. Sir Tyler in Alaska. I got to get a hold of him. He does some AI stuff.
Baronet Craig Allen in Sacaton, Arizona?
Is that or Sacaton?
Sacaton. In the morning, gents, I want to start off the new year properly. Can I get...
Probably Sacaton.
Maybe Sacaton.
Maybe, I don't know.
I want to start the new year off properly. Can I get a health, stability, and financial achievement karma for me and my loved ones, and of course for the longevity of the greatest podcast in the universe? Have a good start of the new year, says Baronet Craig Allen. That means we need to add in a service goat for you.
You've got karma.
We have an anonymous from Charlotte, North Carolina with 333, and he sent in a check and a note on a sheet of paper. This is proof. I'm just making it around. He sent a picture of a gas thing, that can fill tanks with what's it called? A gas pump.
It's called a gas pump.
A gas pump. And it has the price of the premium was $333. So
there you go.
The reason to donate.
Yes, always.
No, anonymous. A long-time boner, first-time donor. The $3.33 a gallon on the gas pump was a sign I needed to step up and donate. I have listened to your show since 2011. Thanks, Jerry B, for hitting me in the mouth before I went to the university. Your media deconstruction show show notes. I got the... No, here's what
it's written. It doesn't seem that hard. Why is this?
I got the wrong reading glasses.
Oh, well, so I read this one. You get your correct.
Yeah, you might
glasses?
as well because if the other glasses are on the other desk, and for some reason
you go get them. You go get them. I have listened to your show since 2011. Thanks, Jerry B, for hitting me in the mouth before I went to university. Your media deconstruction and show notes have helped me make informed decisions and to craft my own viewpoints on many topics throughout my adulthood. Well, we are creating better citizens. I credit the show with helping my wife and I navigate the madness around the pandemic, which led to our child starting his life in 2020 with a level of normalcy compared to others we have met whose children were severely set back during that time. Again, John, we are creating better citizens, better human resources.
Good.
That means more to me than the donation, actually. I look forward to contributing more in the... Yes, I look forward to contributing more in the new year. Happy New Year to you both. I would like a Hot Pockets by Ayn Rand jingle, if possible. Well, it doesn't exist, but I'll see if I can make it possible.
Hot Pockets by Ayn Rand.
There you go. There you go. I did it.
You did. You're great. Spencer Pollock in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 25270 is our first associate executive producer for the show. It's a long segment, people. This is the end of year. Switcheroo, please credit to the hardest working mama this side of Tulsa, Guantanamo Bay, BAE. With the new home move and a baby on the way due in June, we have plenty to be grateful for. Since there's too many things to get karma for, could you please play the shape-shifting Jews jingle? Merry Christmas, John and Adam. Thanks for all the laughs and for being our national public radio in the Pollock home. And to the women who made the first Tulsa No Agenda meetup happen, my smoking hot wife, Merry Christmas, and my sweet, Merry Christmas, my sweet forever love, Guantanamo Bay.
Here we go.
So we had a talking about Bay, that B-A-E is a pun, but we had another discussion about the term dip at the dinner table.
Oh, yes, about dipping out.
So we had a bunch of, I had a back and forth, you were CC'd on most of them, with this guy trying to determine the history of this.
I did see some of that, yes.
Terminology. And he determined that it was disparaging. It was a disparaging term for people who, like, sneak out of an event. They dip out.
Yes.
And so that became a point of discussion with Jay.
With the millennials.
The millennials, the lower and upper millennials. Jay took the side that it's not disparaging, and that's bullcrap, but yet her husband, Brennan, and JC both said, yeah, you know, it probably is disparaging.
Yes.
So the discussion will continue, and then it will end.
I appreciate this update.
Sure. I guess I could have not used anything.
It's a long segment. Make it longer, please.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I tried to make it longer.
No, you interjected some content. I appreciate it. Jules Walters is in Snohomish, Washington. Road Ducks, Associate Executive Producer, credit for you, 222.22. Greetings, gents. I'm just another millennial who was raised on a steady diet of processed food and high hopes that there's good people in high places making smart decisions with my best interests at heart. And boy, was I wrong. Turns out it's a scam. I'll take a Chinese dedouching. Is there such a thing as a Chinese dedouching?
If you play it sideways, maybe.
How about if I do this?
Chinese asshole!
You've been de-douched.
Try that out. Jingles, 18, life is a scam. They're eating the dogs, followed by some of that dank millennial karma. Cheers from Jules.
There's a need for a rescue mission. When the world is threatened, the world needs help. It calls on America. And that's the story.
Life is a scam.
They're eating the dogs.
You've got karma.
Nice.
Netson Muffet Mullins in East Lake, Ohio, 21272. Dear John and Adam, thank you for the best podcast in the universe. Please call out Chris as a douchebag. Requesting a Hot Pockets karma. And if you need a car or truck, go see Cal and his dog Spot. Smuck.
Hot Pockets.
This is Steve Allen fan.
Eli the Coffee Guy checks in from Bensenville, Illinois. He's always on the show, 21229. And he says, as the season 2024 in America comes to a close, we're left with plenty of great cliffhangers. And 2025 promises to be jam-packed full of action and excitement. So, stay tuned and stay caffeinated. Visit gigawattcoffeeroasters.com and use code ITM20 for 20% off your coffee order. Happy New Year to all, says Eli the Coffee Guy.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Followed by Linda Lopatkin in Lakewood, Colorado, $200. She wants jobs karma and says, put your best foot forward in 2025 with a resume that gets results. Go to imagemakersinc.com for all your resume and job search needs. That's Imagemakers Inc. with a K, and work with Linda Liu, Duchess of Jobs and writer of resumes.
Jobs, and jobs. Let's vote for jobs.
Stupid bitch.
Sarah Creedle is in East Wenatchee, Wenatchee, Washington. ITM boys.
Figure it out, Tahoe. I ain't fucking moving.
John, thank you for your enthusiastic read of my last note. You really put the C in add copy. I'd like to credit this donation to my smoking hot husband, Zach, who hit me in the mouth in July of 2020. The show has kept us sane and entertained. Attention business-owning slaves of Gitmo Nation. Are you tired of that stubborn web fat around your homepage? Is your logo too worn out to play with the kids when it gets home from work? Good news, Concurrent Studio is here to help. If you're ready to kickstart 2025 with a fresh logo or website, our designers are standing back and standing by. Visit concurrentstudios.com today. Love you, mean it. Sarah, the web babe. Now that's a read.
Yeah, it was. You read it. Dame Tony Helfst in Fort Worth, Texas, $200, and she'll be our last associate executive producer. Although
I think Sir Donald, I did the math. That's he's from Scandinavia.
There seems to be a missing donation here.
What are you missing?
Well, it's
you're not.
He knows, I know, we both know. I have to go look into it. It'll be on the next show, I guess.
Okay.
Dame Tony helps in Fort Worth. I sent this donation using Stripe instead of my usual snail mail check because episode 1724 was so darned entertaining. What were we doing in that episode? I don't know. I was laughing so hard at the bird flu lady.
Oh, yes, that's what we were doing. Bird flu lady.
Yeah, the bird flu lady. That tears were rolling down my face. I had to listen twice.
Oh.
Please switcheroo this to my son, Brian Helfst. He's almost a knight. Thanks again for the entertainment. From one boomer to another two boomers. Dame Tony Helfst.
Now, I'm looking at this donation from Sir Donald of Calgary, and I know the Scandinavian dollarette is so bad. I think he donated $200 Scandinavian. Then it turns out to be $147.91.
No.
Are you in on that? Because I just want to read some of his note, because he sent a note that was way too long. Well, the reason also, he says, it's been a challenging time in my family this year as my dad has been sick with cancer and he will be leaving soon, so please send me and my family some cancer karma. As I'd already been looking to make a change a couple months ago, I completed the sale of my condo in Calgary and moved back home to hated rival city, Edmonton, to stay at my folks' place, to be there to help out as best I can. My older brothers have helped with organizing my dad's treatment and care. So he sent a very long note, a lot of stuff about Trudeau in there. We know it's a mess. He'll probably go soon. So here is the F cancer and some karma for your dad and for you and your brothers. Wraps up our executive and associate executive producers for episode 1725 of the best podcast in the universe. We appreciate you very much. Remember, these are credits that are for a lifetime, and you can use them anywhere credits are recognized, including imdb.com. We love thanking everybody. $50 and above. We'll thank more in our second segment. And of course, the sustaining donations, which you can set up at noagendadonations.com by entering any amount, any frequency. They help a lot. We appreciate it. noagendadonations.com. And thank you again for supporting us for episode 1725.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Come on, woman. Figure it the fuck out. You gonna speed up, you gonna slow down. You gonna speed up, you gonna slow down. What are you gonna do?
Right.
There's some Florida news.
Florida news. Florida man in the news.
So here's Sheriff Grady.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Does a press conference about shooting carjackers. Because he was given grief by the press, who thought it was bad that some carjacker was shot. They'd rather have the carjacker, I guess, Jack Gars.
Sheriff, you're not allowed to use the property club. Why do you say he would have been justified in killing him?
First off, he tried to carjack him with a lady. And then he was doing a burglary of a vehicle. And he was in the string of a group of felonies at the time. When you start trying to carjack somebody's car at a gas station, you're subject to get shot and shot a lot.
You have a weapon?
She doesn't have to have a weapon, brother. You can carjack with just pure violence and force.
You don't think that's a dangerous message you're putting out?
That is an absolute correct message I'm putting out to Polk County citizens. You try to break into somebody's car and steal it while they're there with it, that's called armed carjacking.
The attorneys would disagree with you, but you're the sheriff, so.
If you come to this county and if you use extreme violence to try to carjack somebody from their car, if you get shot, that's on you.
So I thought that was good, because this is like, the way these sheriffs should be. But then it turns out this not uncommon in Florida. This is the second clip from a guy in Bradenton, another completely different part of the state, giving the same message.
Happened around 9 o'clock last night on Hickory Hammock Circle in Bradenton. Deputies say surveillance video shows two men trying to get in through the back of the home. Now, they say the homeowner saw it happening, got his gun, and fired at least 3 shots. A bullet hit one of the men. That man later died in the hospital. A K-9 deputy found the other suspect a few blocks away, and he is in jail this noon.
I praise this husband for doing what he needed to do to protect his home and protect his family. And if you're going to be that brazen to come into my home, once again, you should expect that you're going to be shot.
Wow. Sounds like a Texan. Although you never hear Greg Abbott say that. He's not like that.
The states vary.
They do.
In California, if you would have shot that guy, got shot trying to get to the guy's house.
You go to jail.
You go to jail.
You go to jail.
You have to. They allow you to get robbed.
There are 2 clips I need to play because they are in play. You probably heard about this.
If you are in this country illegally and you committed a crime by entering the country, you should be uncomfortable. You should look over your shoulder and you need to be worried. With the recent rise in immigration arrests, Mexican nationals have been given a new emergency resource. Eyewitness News reporter Elisa Neves shows us how it works.
The free app, Mi Consul Mex, now has an emergency button where users can call or text to get an immediate response
response from a consulate officer. While the app is designed for Mexican nationals, the Consul General of Mexico in San Antonio says they will also respond to cases of undocumented immigrants facing deportation.
Relative that is missing, when someone is apprehended and they don't have access to an attorney or to some legal help. Also when they're experiencing some abuse in the use of force, for example, of some
Button launch assistance grew more than 100% since this time last year.
People know about their legal cases. They want to receive information on their migratory status.
Immigration attorney any documented is arrested, they have the right to notify the consulate. The app just provides that.
U.S. Europe would want to talk away. Going here. No, that's an appropriate thing.
Visit Ken. More information on the app and its services.
About this.
Oh yeah, this is a great story.
This story that I just played, this clip, is 7 years old.
But it's out again.
They did this 7 years ago.
Well, I heard this story just the other day.
I know. And I went searching for a story, and I'm like, wait a minute. They did this story 7 years ago.
Well, they're up to the same no good.
And then this clip is a must listen. This explains everything you need to know about the problems in Canada. There's a lot of problems right now. There's a lot of problems. This particular problem is in Parliament. A chemistry professor is complaining about the level of DEI in grants for Canadian studies. I found this to be fascinating, and at the same time, it makes a lot of sense why Canada should really become the 51st state. We can save you.
Madam Chair, committee members, thank you for inviting me. The Academy has become an echo chamber of progressive social justice ideas, and this is reflected in the federal research granting process. A previous witness noted a phenomenon of polarization. When ideological uniform groups lack dissenting voices, this group often arrives at positions far more radical than those of most individuals in the group. Lack of viewpoint diversity diminishes research excellence. As an example, the Journal of Chemical Education published a paper titled A Special Topic Class in Chemistry on Feminism and Science as a discourses in STEM. The development relationship between quantum mechanics, Marxist materialism, Afrofuturism, pessimism, and post-colonial nationalism. Time is a concept. Government funded a research grant, colonizing, tracing and countering colonialism in contemporary physics, where the authors aim not to find new or better explanations of light or seek scientific truth. Rather, they plan to address the marginalization of women, black people, and indigenous peoples for social equity. The journal Cogent Social Sciences published a paper titled The Conceptual Penis as a Social Construct, in which the authors used post-structuralist discursive criticism in the example of climate change to argue that the conceptual penis is better understood not as an anatomical organ, but as a social construct isomorphic to performative toxic masculinity.
Dude.
Wow.
Dude.
Good stuff.
The conceptual penis? I love decolonizing light. That's beautiful.
There could be two states, Eastern and Western.
Yeah, but do we really want the French part?
Probably, but they can keep it. Why don't you let them go free?
Free them. Free the French Canadians.
Free the French.
Free the French Canadians.
Yeah, so you have the two states, the East and West, and then you have French Canada, which would be it'd be what's left of Canada. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's its own thing. Yeah, that would work out, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I know the West and the East don't get along, so that you can't just have one big state.
So I think there's another op underway, another anti-Russia op. NATO, of course, is just beside themselves that Trump is going to end this war, and so we need to remember what Mark Rutte said. We need to have a war mindset, a war economy. And so this story has been around. There have been stories like it. This is relatively short just to set you up for the NATO guy.
NATO is stepping up Navy patrols in the Baltic Sea after Russia was accused of sabotaging a major undersea power cable. Finnish authorities are interviewing the crew of a ship suspected of cutting the cable on Christmas Day. The line carries electricity between Finland and Estonia, but it now sits at the bottom of the Baltic. Alexander Stubb is Finland's president.
We've got the situation under control, and we have to continue work together vigilantly to make sure that our critical infrastructure is not damaged by outsiders. It's too soon to draw conclusions yet why this happened. We know who did it.
Investigators believe the unmarked vessel belongs to Russia. The Kremlin has declined to comment on the accusation. Since the start of Russia's war in Ukraine, several cables have been cut in the Baltic Sea.
So, this was, what was this on? I can't remember what this was on. This is a NATO spokeshole, not Mark Rutte, of course, is American, I believe. And he is now warning about unconventional threats from Russia.
The brutality of Russia's war in Ukraine
France 24
is all too clear. But Moscow is also accused of waging a far more covert campaign of attacks against NATO countries. It means while life across much of the rest of Europe, the US and Canada may seem peaceful on the surface, Western officials warn of a growing hidden threat. And they say it's not only from cyber attacks and online disinformation.
What's also new is the increasing sabotage. And assassination plots, arson, damage to infrastructure.
He heads a team updating a NATO strategy to track and deter what's known as hybrid warfare. He says such attacks linked to Russia have risen since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
If you're only strictly in the kinetic attack, we can definitely count dozens up to 100, for sure. We're in a little bit of a boiling frog situation. We are seeing now what would have been utterly unacceptable 5 years ago. But we've kind of gotten used to a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and that's very dangerous. So we then manage it if it happens, but also work to de-escalate, not to where we are now, but to where we were years ago.
So he's setting us up for this complete overview of all the things that Russia, maybe China, but probably Russia has been doing, that we've just been in the West, in Western Europe, have just been sitting like frogs in a boiling pot. Who knew this hybrid warfare was taking place the whole time?
Types of hostility include cyber attacks, with literally thousands happening every day, linked not just to Russia, but also to China, Iran, and North Korea. London was the victim of a major cyber hack last summer on hospital blood tests. Then there are disinformation campaigns aimed, for example, at political interference. It's what Russia is suspected of doing during a recent presidential election race in Romania. Russian spies are also accused of physical attacks, such as an attempt to assassinate the head of a major German defense company. And another big concern is a spike in suspected Russian sabotage and arson, targeting undersea cables, train lines, and warehouses linked to European support to Ukraine.
They're everywhere. It can't just be a failing of a computer system. Can't just be.
It sounds like a plot from an old movie from the 40s.
Yeah, well, it's the Red Scare. That's what they're doing. Oh, they're trying to assassinate German defense guys. Doesn't ring really true to me.
No, especially when you know they could do it if they wanted to.
Yes, easily.
Well, I have a hack story from the Japan Airlines thing, and it turns out I guess the Bank of Japan's been hacked too, which didn't get much play.
Japan Airlines says its computer network has come under cyber attack, causing problems with its baggage management system. JAL says the attack began shortly before 7:30 Thursday morning. The airliner says it expects the glitch to affect both domestic and international flights, and that some flights are already delayed. The company says that as of 10:30 a.m., more than 10 flights leaving Tokyo's Haneda Airport have been delayed by up to around 50 minutes. JAL says it deeply apologizes to customers and others for the inconvenience.
We have breaking news at this hour. President Carter has died at the age of 100.
Well, he got to 100.
Let's roll out the retrospective.
Well, that'll chew up some news cycles.
Oh, everyone has it ready. Everyone's got one on the shelf.
Oh, yeah, of course they do.
Good to go. What can we predict will be in the... first of all, we'll have the word peanut farmer. That will definitely be in the retrospective.
Lots of building homes.
Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, lots of that.
That'll be in there.
How about, didn't he have a drunk brother?
He won't be mentioned.
But didn't he have one, or was that Clinton?
Yeah, Billy Carter. Billy Beer. He had his own beer label, as a matter of fact, you remember.
Billy Beer will not be mentioned in the retrospective.
Which is my guess.
Which is too bad. Should be in there. What else should be in there?
It has to be the Iranian hostage crisis kicked out.
Yep, the hostage crisis.
Know of anything?
And, they will also talk about Gotta talk about Rosalind. That was his wife, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rosalind.
Rosalind.
Yeah. I don't know what they talk to her. Talk about. She had.
Well, they just mention her. Okay.
Well, they
mention. And then they will show. Didn't Bill? Who visited them? Was it? No, Biden and Jill.
Yeah,
they visited them, so they'll show that. All right, that's it. That's done. Your retrospective. Rest in peace, Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, we did it. We did it here. I have another hacker clip that's been sitting around, and you have to go look it up in the archive. To move it over.
All right.
SALY.
Yes.
In all caps. You should find it.
Yes, I have it.
A Chinese-backed hacking operation causing terror on Capitol Hill. Today investigate what Wonder has called the worst telecom hack in history. This comes after the White House warns that millions of Americans' personal information could be at risk.
Currently, our communities, our schools, hospitals, our libraries, our police departments, and emergency responders do not have the resources to defend themselves against corporations in the United States are vulnerable.
U.S. officials last month unveiled a stealthy cyber espionage campaign titled Salt Typhoon. The operation has reportedly compromised at least 8 major telecom networks, including Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. According to the FBI, Salt Typhoon enables Beijing to tap into Americans' phone calls and text messages. President-elect Trump, Senator J.D. Vance, and Vice President Kamala Harris are all victims of this campaign. Salt Typhoon has been acting for roughly 2 years, but the full extent of damages it has caused remain unknown till this day. Lawmakers recommended several countermeasures, including getting companies with ties to China out of American networks.
Yeah, that's it.
Everything China has got to go. Your air fryer, got to get them out of the networks, got to get the TikTok on wings, the drones, everything China has got to go.
So the big story that's not reported, I should have a clip, but I don't, which back that way, which would be best if it wasn't privately held in China by the government, came out with there was always a huge cell phone maker.
Yes, and for the cell phone networks, everything. Yeah.
And that, but they also make phones, and they make good phones. The phones are dynamite. They used to show them here in the States, and they banned them.
Yep.
They've dropped Android, and they've come up with their own operating system.
Yes.
That's a bigger deal than people. This story's not played.
No,
it's a huge deal.
They announced it, I think, a month ago or something.
A couple weeks ago.
I think it's isn't it based on an Android derivative like Graphene OS or something?
I'm not sure where it came from.
I think so. Well,
but you can do it. Well, why would you want to use Android? Screw them.
No, I mean, you look at the Nokia phones. They're using what's that other OS called?
They used to use Symbian.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Symbian's open source. Just no one will ever do anything with it. What is that? What is the flip phone Nokia operating system? It's a funky one, but it works pretty well. It's Kai OS. There you go, Kai OS.
Compromise.
Need to be morbid. Interesting if they claimed that Jimmy Carter died of bird. It would really help the cause.
They're going to be able to pull it off.
I'm your TikTok clip.
Refused using effective possibles. He's always been considered a maverick in the chess world. Magnus Carlsen certainly shifted the image of chess grandmasters, often seen as introverted or geeky. He, by contrast, was famous for his alcohol capacity. The nickname Dr. Drunkenstein. Mr. Carlsen also tends to dress more stylishly than his opponents, and in a rapid chess tournament, unless he Magnus's response was fine by me. That this is not Carlsen's first an opponent of having controlled objects inserted in body orifice, signalling which move to make. That matter was eventually resolved, but Mr. Carlsen's sartorial choices look to remain a real sore in the world of chess.
I think the chess game has just gotten interesting to watch.
I think my clip has got more information that's a little more interesting.
Oh, you have a clip about Dr. Drunkenstein?
It doesn't discuss that. It discusses the fact that nobody can beat this guy, chess champ.
The world's top chess player, Magnus Carlsen, quit the World Rapid Chess Championship in New York today after he was told to change out of his jeans to abide by a dress code. The Norwegian chess grandmaster was fined $200 yesterday and given a warning by the International Chess Federation to change the clothes or be disqualified. He told the Chess Channel, take, he was told he had to change immediately, so he quit, and he says he won't appeal the decision. Quitting means the 34-year-old who became a grandmaster at 13 won't be able to defend his title in the World Blitz Championship, where he's a 7-time champ.
Wait a minute. There's a chess channel?
7-time champ at this event. They kicked him out, obviously, for the reason he's going to win again. This is bull crap.
There's controversy in the chess world.
And he was a grandmaster at 13?
That's amazing.
That's a smart kid.
Hey, you ready?
Well, let's do a prelim. There's a lot of things, I've decided or noticed a lot of my talk clips, and I call them talk, are actually from elsewhere.
Well, let me just set you up here. We need to have the jingle to get everyone ready.
Talk.
All right.
And I've also noticed something.
Yes.
Most of the people in a lot of these clips have nose rings.
It's a thing these days. People have nose rings.
And I think the nose ring is subconsciously announcing to the world that you like to be led around by the nose, because that's the same kind of a ring that a cow would have.
Yes.
And so you're actually saying to the public, even though you don't even know it, probably it's subconscious, you're saying, I like to be led around by the nose. So my opinions of things are actually somebody else's. I'm being led to say these things. I honestly believe that's
excellent analysis. I cannot refute that.
And so all these clips today are people with nose rings. Let's start with, this is not from this doesn't say talk. This one is Cal, C-A-L, pronoun rapist.
A convicted criminal who served time at the women's prison in Chowchilla is charged with raping fellow inmates. A Madera County judge says Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns. But the district attorney is pushing back because the 52-year-old Carroll is a biological male, and the decision could impact the pursuit of justice. Court records show Carroll was convicted in Los Angeles County in 1993 for aggravated kidnapping for the purpose of ransom or to commit another crime. Carroll is now serving time in a men's prison as this rape case moves forward.
Action News reporter Brianna Willis spoke with the district attorney about the potential impact of the pronoun ruling.
A Madera County judge ruled this week 52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman. But the district attorney believes the defendant is abusing the system.
This is a person who's not a woman in any sense of the word.
In March, DA Sally Moreno charged Carroll for rape allegedly committed while incarcerated at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla.
After his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles, two other cellmates of his complained that he had raped them. So we have filed rape charges against this inmate.
Moreno says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case.
This is a particular issue in this case because it's confusing to the jury. In California, rape is a crime that has to be accomplished by a man.
Supervising Deputy DA Eric Dutemple says it's also unfair to the victims.
It's just absolutely insane that
rape is a crime that has to be accomplished by a man. So in California, women can't rape.
Carroll was allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132, the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, which took effect in
Change my opinion of making for a state. I think we should give California.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, it's a Senate bill. It makes it so this guy. All you have to do. So these are the more. Let's start with talk. A guy with a yakking away.
To a wine castle, and we sat down for our tasting. And at first, they were just very rude and didn't really answer our questions, and we didn't really feel welcome. Our server said,
"You had something in my uptalk clip."
And instead of walked away, did not. The server to a manager and a few acknowledging it all that the misgender had happened, and I say, hey, look, the last person she said Arn is progressive, and then they gave us a nice little chocolate that suggested they wanted our money but didn't want to say sorry, so we left and got it.
This is just loony ramblings.
Good news, it doesn't matter who you voted for.
Ramblings.
Good news, it doesn't matter who you voted for. If you really thought Trump was going to have your back and you're disappointed, here's the good news, guys. Apparently, Amendment 14, Article 3 states that Trump is technically disqualified because he was found guilty of an attempted insertion. This wonderful bill.
Insertion?
An attempted insertion, yes. And he was found guilty, by the way, of this attempted insertion.
States that Trump is technically disqualified because he was found guilty of an attempted insertion. This wonderful, brilliant young woman posted it this morning, and I don't remember her name, but I reposted. If this is so, I know it's the holiday season, but whomever has these skills, community organizers, if you could please make it super easy for all of us, no excuse, to email, call our representatives to demand an amnesty act to avoid Vice President Trump from taking office.
Vice President?
And Trump, listen, you've never been my favorite person.
Wait a minute, did she say Vice President Trump?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
To avoid Vice President Trump from taking office. And Trump, listen, you've never been my favorite person. You're a person, you're somebody's father, grandfather, but I never understood why you'd be so hateful. And I understand that you were afraid to go to jail, so you sold your soul. Listen, it's scary. You've been rich, a white rich man your whole life, to suddenly go to jail. You sold your soul. But here's the thing, it's not a good look. You've kind of regressed, and even you deserve better. Your father was an abusive narcissist, and here you are, once again, being made to look small by this narcissistic, abusive billionaire who is pulling your strings because he bought you your freedom, and he is now president, and it's really pathetic. You deserve better.
Well, this is a fine case of wat je zegt ben jezelf, narcissistic. Why else would this loony go on TikTok to ramble like this?
I'm just baffled by it every time I get one of these clips.
What is it? I wish it would be even better.
Have you ever felt the urge to go on one-on-one, have a camera in your car? By the way, these are always in somebody's car.
Yeah, this is because that's your personal narcissist studio.
It's your little studio.
Yeah.
And have you ever felt the urges to go on and ramble about something like, your personal gripe about the day or something? I mean, it's just beyond me. It just completely, it's baffling. That's why I get these clips, because it's just like, wow, what happened here?
I'm still stuck on attempted insertion, to be honest.
Attempted insertion. He's found guilty of it.
I don't need to know agenda. Imagine all the people who could do that. Oh yeah, that'd be fab.
Oh, brother.
Guilty.
You were going to say something?
He was found guilty of
attempted insertion. That's right. That goes perfectly with the end of show mix about the erection that he did.
Yeah, that guy. The end of show mix. There's an erection clip where they got so half of these I never heard.
Yeah, they're good.
I thought I heard most of them.
Yeah, the January 6th erection. Yes. We are here to thank the rest of our producers. $50 and above is still on the way. We do have the end of show mix. We have a couple of title upgrades, and of course the tip of the day. Everyone's very excited about it. John, take us through the 50s if you don't mind.
Yes. Let's start off with MSR in Germantown, Wisconsin, $150. Then we have Sir Donald, which you already did. Dame Danny and Sir Jeff in Mount Shasta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these people are always wishing us Happy New Year, by the way, all of them. Hetty, good old Hetty in Truckee, California, 11754. This amounts in homage to RFK's upcoming birthday. McKenna in Hutchinson, Kansas, 8438. Kevin McLaughlin, there he is finally, 8008. He's the Archduke of Luna, lover of America and boobs, and that is a boob donation, along with Christian Grulish in Winter Haven, the 808, and Jonathan Rupert in Oakland, California, who's 8008 and wishing his smoking hot wife, Baroness Sarah, a happy birthday. Jorge Alvarez in Ponte Verde Beach, Florida, 7171. Craig Kohler in Evansville, Indiana, 6502, which is a chip. James Buell in Vista, California, 6006. Edward Bala in Cork. He's in Cork, Ireland, 5678. Oklahoma, 444. Carney Woodland in Worthington, Ohio, 5272. This is a switcheroo donation for her smoking hot husband, Doug. And he needs a de-douching.
You've been de-douched.
David Hudson in Lombard, Illinois, 5272, with a reminder to tip your garbage man.
That's right. I did it before we left.
You did now?
I always tip the garbage.
And how do you do this? What was the mechanism? Did you run out there at 5 in the morning when they came up to pick up the garbage? How'd you do this?
Well, as you know, we have a private garbage pickup because we are unencumbered. Our due less. And to put my garbage out, I can text. Oh, I forgot to put my garbage out. He comes and picks. So I gave him a little Christmas card with a tip.
Oh, nice. Some wine. I have too much wine in the cellar.
Okay.
Polk in Mulrose, $52 there he is. His name is Roof. Here in Santa Rosa, California, 5150. Please shout out the meetup at Old Kaz in Roanoke Park next Saturday, 1/4/25. He's going to be at the Mallard Club at 2/1/25. Scott Nelson in Council Bluffs, Iowa, 5001. Now, the following people are all $50 donors, and not a lot of them, surprisingly. And I'll just get the names and locations. Starting with Richard Gardner, who I think is in New York. John Taylor in Colorado. Herbert and circumstance to be mixed up with circumference in Rancho Palos Verdes, California. Bobby Bosch or Bo? Bobby Bo.
No.
Bobby Bowie. Oh,
No.
Bowie.
No,
Boy.
Bobby Boy.
Bobby Boy. You know, she sent me a note.
It says it right
She sent me a note making a big point of saying, don't forget it's pronounced boy. You keep mispronouncing it.
And how'd that work?
And so it didn't work out because I said it wrong again, but it is pronounced boy. So it's Bobby Boy. She's getting a lot of attention on this show.
Yes, she is.
Bluegrass, and she's in Bluegrass, Iowa, which I assume is grassy. And finally on the list, a short list, is Leif Thompson in Meridian, Idaho. Thank you. Show.
Thanks, executive on under $50, which anonymity. We see you, we read you, we love you, and of course the sustaining donors who set up recurring donations, any amount, any frequency, go to noagendadonations.com to set that up. Again, it's noagendadonations.com. Sir Donald of Calgary turned 57 on the 27th. Sir Circumstance celebrates today. Happy birthday. Doug and Cammie wish Adam Fitch a happy one for tomorrow. And Jonathan Rupert wishes his smoking hot wife, Baroness Sarah Rupert, a very happy birthday. And we do the same for everybody here at the best podcast in the universe. And we missed a title change on show 1721. Kim donated to upgrade her title to Archduchess. It was missed in the title change segment. And of course, she wonders if she can now have the title Black Archduchess. And I think she can. It's been approved here on my spreadsheet.
It wasn't approved by the committee.
Well, Kim Keeper of the Nutty Fluffers is now Archduchess Kim Keeper of the Nutty Fluffers. You take it up with the committee, Kim. Commodore Sir Prime becomes Commodore Sir Prime Baron of Southeast Delaware County, region of Pennsylvania. And Sir Schwoo of the Six Strings becomes Baron Schwoo of the Six Strings. Thank you all very much for supporting the No Agenda Show in the amount of $1,000 or more. Yes?
I will mention this.
Yes.
That you can be a black knight because it's like a thing, a black knight, but a black baron, a black duke, a black this, a black that. Unless I can be just talked out of it, I don't think it's appropriate.
Well, I think you should call HR and have HR talk to Jay because she put Black Archduchess in my prep.
Yeah, I realized that that's what she did, but she did it on her own accord.
We can't have that. Have HR be her talking to.
She's gone rogue.
Now we have a couple of Commodores, which is very nice to following Commodores. Sir Prime. I realize I've got the wrong thing here. Hold on a second.
Are those Commodores or are those doctors of education?
There's doctors of education. I made a mistake. Let me try that again. No one will know the difference when I edit it in post. And now we have a couple of doctors, brand new doctorates of education, and we congratulate Commodore Sir Prime on his Doctor of Education in Climate Change Studies, along with R.S. Bagwell and Mike Schweitzer, better known as Baron Schwoo of the Six Strings. Congratulations, brand new doctors of education. Sorry, the bird flu got me. The bird flu got me.
Oh yeah, how do you feel? You were sick last show.
We both feel pretty bad.
I mean, well, you sounded good because you sounded sick on the show like I think once.
John, I have been near death. I've been without teeth. I've been divorced twice, and you've never heard about it on the show. But actually, we took the ivermectin and we sailed through it. And I recommend everybody, we take ivermectin twice a week.
It's a drop of a hat, apparently.
Well, we take it twice a week as a prophylactic, and I think it helped. Because I know who I got this from. I know who I got this thing from. And now Christina has it. But we did okay. I mean, we had the jet lag. We're flying around Europe, so we of course are super spreaders. But in general, we take it on Thursdays and Sundays, show days, just in case. For my weight and height, I take 20 milligrams of ivermectin 2 times a week, and took an extra 6 milligrams when it hit me, which is a week ago, and got through pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's just still some lingering cough, but that's just what bird flu does. It's okay. So that is not medical advice. Just telling you what I know.
No, it's not medical advice, and you should get tested.
Get tested, everybody. Yeah, big party going down on Monday, New Year's Eve. I Like Pizza Steve. That is the meetup on December 30th. That's 3 day. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve.
Oh, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we did this last show.
Oh yeah, you did this. Every so often we do an Eve. Yeah. And there's Eve.
Yeah, so that's Bald Man Brewing in Eagan, Minnesota, and that's one of our Southwest pilots who are organizing that. Go and say hi. Then on Thursday, our next show day, which is January 2nd, Northern Wake Publical Slave Gas. We have many more meetups well into the new year. In fact, I even see Longview, Texas on the list for June 29th. Some of these things planned well in advance. The pop-up later on. Reminder, what was the one? Springs on January 4th, Rohnert Park, California. January 4th, you a meet in Albany, California. Be there. If you go to just one, find agenda.com. It's a great website. Daniel manages it for us, part of our time, talent, and treasure. We appreciate that very much. Mimi always sends me the list. We appreciate that. Go to noagendameetups.com. Find one near you. If you can't find one, start one yourself. It's easy and always. Well, good news. Good news. You have 4 ISOs. That's good news. Because I don't have any. I do have one that someone sent me, which is funny, but it's too long. I just thought it was interesting, and I'll play it.
So, guys, time to teleport you to the ISO zone.
You can just use it for a jingle for the ISO zone. I had no idea that was out there. So, luckily, you have 4 to choose from, so I'm very happy about that.
Okay, let's start with Christmas.
Christmas was a little different.
Where do you get these? Where do you get these from?
That one, it came from an NPR discussion from some up-talking characters, and this woman says Christmas is a little different, at least in my household.
Yeah,
and then she goes, blah, 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 blah.
That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Then we have, try this one. This is, I think, podcast. Your podcast.
I could not have done better than that podcast.
Not bad. I like it.
And then we have So Much.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
No, that's too muddy.
It is muddy, yeah.
Rejected.
And then Great Shows.
Was a great show. That is not hard. It's not.
Exactly.
That was a year of great shows, boys. That is fantastic. Where'd you get that from?
I mean, they contribute money, some of them. It
was a successful edition. Our footage value for Shit Creek.
Big shots, too.
Yeah, well, these guys are big shots.
Okay, so this was kind of discussed after the show, I think, last time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I just say one thing before I forget? I want to thank everybody for sending me, and I put the links in the show notes, links to baggage scales, which apparently Amazon now has, even though I looked for them a while back. There's the digital luggage scale, gift for traveler suitcase handheld weight scale, and the Clow Mini Weight 300 kilograms industrial crane scale digital hanging scale blue. Which is a little more expensive, but you can also hang your meat on it.
Well, I think that qualifies as a tip.
Yes, it's a tip. So links in the show notes.
So we talked about this a little bit, and you said it should be tip of the day, and I'm going to make it tip of the day today, which is the use when you're buying wine, particularly Bordeaux, by the way. But when you're buying wine, there's a lot of these wines with little stickers on them that say, 91, 92 points, or even better.
Yes.
Is a small sticker that says Macon, usually, which is from a big tasting the French do. And the stickers are either gold, silver, or bronze colored. And these stickers are all meaningful, and they're all accurate examples of why you should maybe choose these wines. If you see, the stickers, all the wine operations, Wine Enthusiast, and all these other guys, they have these stickers and they make them available to the wineries. And so if the wine gets a high score in some tasting, they get to put the sticker on. And I will say that they're generally accurate. So if you see a wine with a sticker on it...
It's not just marketing, is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm saying they're worth paying attention to. They're not just a bogus sticker that anyone could put on, like instant bestseller, for example.
Oh, one of those.
It's not like one of those stickers. And so it's a real sticker, and the ones if you can see the ones that are from French sources, including the Macon one, which don't put point totals, they put either the gold, silver, or bronze sticker, and you stick to the gold ones and kind of skip over the silver and bronze ones. Those generally, I'd say the gold ones are more accurate in terms of the wine being really good. Or if the 91 points, and I should be over 90 nowadays because of what I call bracket creep. These guys have been jacking up the ratings on wines that really used to be, I'd say, 15 years ago. Today's 90-point wine was at an 88. It's just a common thing because if they're accurate and people should be.
I recall. There, gentlemen, go to fun.com.net. Tip of the day.
Oh yeah, because I wrong. That's on me. That's my B, everybody. Okay, we're talking about finger guns. That's all lost in time now.
Yeah.
Fucking finger. You can't redo it though. We can't redo the magic of the finger guns.
That's okay.
Oh man.
Nor neither could he.
That was the one. He's like, that's the one though. Then he's always trying to re up with different kind of finger guns. You know?
Yeah.
It's never the same.
Toe guns.
Make sure you're because I'm always way too loud. Cool. Everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Did you have a Christmassy day? I spent a day waiting for free Christmas Day.
Did you?
Christmas week.
Oh,
fighting these dirty capitalists.
Oh,
for my fellow men, my fellow engineers on Twitter, my fellow pickle coach having their labor stolen by these damn dirty best of the best. These damn dirty top 1%ers of really the universe. You know, the focus of talent, global excellence, not only in engineering but of anything you could imagine, is in India. That's why it's so important for us, for the American sports ball team, to win and to beat our enemies, is to legally import slaves, which are the best of the best and the best in the entire timeline. If you were to every Indian is basically Rick Sanchez. They need to be schlepped over to America, and you know what it costs? You would think it would cost a couple dollars for the historic brilliance of these gentlemen that will power our AI and our computers and our pickleball teams, pickleball coaches that are coming in. But the pickleball coaches are really so good they can transform your engineering super geniuses. You would think this would cost millions of dollars, and it turns out, you know what it costs? 70 grand. Isn't that amazing that the best of the best in the world we can pick up for $70,000? It's shocking. I thought that's a deal. Wow. Best of the best in the world I can pick up for 70 grand? Why don't they just come in here and do everything in fucking life? And I'll pocket the difference, right? The best and the of the best. Of the best. Top 0.00000% in the fucking world you can find just walking around the street in India. Walk around, you know, like Slumdog Millionaire.
Gotta walk around like Major Payne. Fucking David Wayne's movie.
Is that how you do the recruiting in India? Break the guy's mouth. I need some music. It's not very Christmas. You think Vivek understood any irony was going through his mind when he picked Christmas Day to call everyone fat and lazy and that they deserve less money? You watch it, you need to got it! The show is a contest going to be live from Mount Bunker, deep and hard to see the failure of my house. Dick Masterson, aka the $20 million man, joining me once again for this very Christmassy. This is the limbo period. This is the ghost world where nobody exists. Maybe Vivek's right. While we're lounging around getting fat and turning presents, Indians are grinding and doing spelling bees. There's 40 or 70 thousand spelling bees happening on every street corner while we're rapping, you know, and doing 8 Mile shit, and Eminem's spilling spaghetti all over himself because he doesn't eat, because his American culture is so stupid he can't even eat spaghetti, you know?
What's his mom's spaghetti?
It's his mother. He can't. These American children can't even make their own spaghetti. Their mothers are making spaghetti. They're dumping it and spilling it all over themselves. Then they're going to some sort of a rap festival while Vivek's children are at their 3rd spelling bee today. Okay? Your fat, stupid wives are watching Friends reruns, you dumb American fucks, and we're studying the Blade. B-L-A-D-E. Perfect spelling. Welcome to Bombay, bitch. Is Bombay in India? I don't know, because I'm so dumb. Because I'm a dumb fuck American. I'm only half dumb, actually, because I'm only half white. You know, Hispanics are all half white. You know, I'm only half stupid. The rest of me doesn't even matter. Vivek didn't even address the Mexicans in his Christmas Day. But do you remember fucking Scrooge McDuck? Bob Cratchit can go fuck off. And his kids, Tiny Tim, doesn't deserve to eat because of his culture, because of the mouse culture. We, Scrooge McDuck Indians, are counting money until the wee hours of the night. Did he fucking see that movie? Did that movie die in 1989 before that fucking idiot was born? Because I saw that shit. I saw a lot of shit in the 80s that I also watched get fucking destroyed by bankers in Silicon Valley for the last 40 years, 30 years of my life, and it's filled me with homicidal rage, of which there is no cure or tempering, that I will carry until I'm fucking dead. And I didn't appreciate getting called stupid and lazy on fucking Christmas. Just to straighten things out on my Christmas Day, I'm talking to my dad. You see this shit about, I'm gonna have a heart attack. You see this shit about, Vivek says that we're lazy and it's it's not a, what was his exact quote? Let me see. I've been at war. I'm like Rambo on Twitter, you know?
It's a spiritual warfare.
War. I'm in the trenches, you know? All the cops, all of Elon's cops are all around. Elon's Brian Denny. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Rambo. I'm fucking wasting fools. I see you, venture capitalists. I see you, milady guy. You're not a real milady. You're just making a milady, bitch. Oh yeah, you're a milady? Say the N-word, right? That's me, Rambo. My dad says, well, we need those H-1Bs to get the best and the brightest. And I'm like, hey, you remember that college I went to? The best in the fucking world? You already got the best and the brightest, you dickhead! They're lying! They're always lying about everything! You think you know what? Go fly to fucking Bombay and tell them to fix your fucking Apple TV. You know why none of this shit works? I'll give you 2 guesses, sir!
Could be Bob's and Virginia.
Who do you call when all this garbage that you buy from the top engineering countries in the world doesn't work? Do you call their customer support line? No. Why? Who the fuck do you call? Hey, Mom, we heard there are ghosts here. You know, you never have to explain to an American programmer the concept of it's supposed to work. They don't teach that in other countries. You would think that's crazy, right? What do you mean the concept of it doesn't work? You get a delivery anywhere else in the country, you get it, you say it doesn't work, and they say, what's that? You say working, it doesn't work. You say, sorry, sir. It fits the specification. First of all, you see all those specs are built on a fundamental concept, a core American value called it has to work. That's what actually all those things are doing in concert to try to achieve, is a working product or a thing. That's the key component. That's the one thing that trillions of dollars in education on American soil has managed to instill into the children and the culture here, is the idea that it has to fucking work! You know why they got those suicide nets in China? It's because it doesn't have to work. It's just that guy, he jumped back to himself. I guess
both is
well, it's Christmas, so I thought I would go ahead and tell everybody that it's not your race or your IQ that's bad. Why did you say that? Fuck. Race, government, religion, culture, those are all four of the same things. If you have a Chinese nihilist and a Chinese Christian, they're going to be a little bit different than a white nihilist and a white Christian, okay? A little bit different than the same. If you have a black Israelite and a Jewish Israelite, those are not the same. Those are not the same guys, shithead. If you say it's your culture, you're saying it's our fucking race! Man, you guys don't steal, it's just your culture. Oh, guys, we could easily change our culture. We just need to do more spelling bees. Less Martin reruns. More spelling bees.
Best and the brightest.
Dad, we have them. We don't need the... I don't know if you remember the moon landing. You might. I don't know if you remember that thing called the moon, but the best and the brightest went up there. They lived here, actually. I don't know what flag you think that is on the moon. Oh, it's not the dollar bill flying around. I guess that's the issue. We have the best and the brightest. We have always had them. But Amazon, in their infinite wisdom, they have, let me see if I can pull this up. This is an Amazon conference. You know, Amazon, they probably got about 10,000 H-1Bs. They need the best and the brightest. They couldn't find them here. The best and the brightest all happen to, they all happen to be paid about 60, 70 grand, which you wouldn't think is possible or plausible or, conceivable that you could get the best of $70,000. It turns out you can. This is the Amazon pin display. See, I don't know if you can see it from there, Johnny, but it's you go to the conference and you get to pick if you're an ally, if you're a she, her. A bunch of guys probably she, her is empty. They didn't actually make it. There was never anything. They, them. So you take that for your, I guess if you're fat enough. He, hims, she, shims, ask me, and then they have more. So you go here and you say, oh, you guys have a talent sourcing problem. I wonder why that is, because white men, historically, in America, are most attracted to engineering, That's the way it is. That's how it goes. A lot of white people like it, white men like it, right? So you go here and you say, oh, that's interesting, because I know white men, they would think this is retarded. So I think we've deduced the shortage. I think we've found the shortage right here in your fucking head. You idiot, whatever stupid idiot put this Jim Jur display at the conference to broadcast to white men that we don't want anything to fucking do with you. Go somewhere. If you go to a firehouse and you say, what's your purpose here? It's to fight fires. Oh, I happen to notice that it's full of kindling and kerosene and logs and a meth lab you've got here. It looks like everything here is designed to make fires. Do you have any hoses or anything, water or anything like that? No. Well, what's your purpose then? What are you doing here then? I guess we're starting. I'm not looking to hire.
Fire causer.
We're a fire causer. My dad, I'll get back to this issue. Oh, hi. My dad, my sister called me up. So we tried to sell his car. And I said, yeah, just go on Carvana. They'll come out, cut you a check. We can split, load up a flatbed. Guns up, right? My sister's done it, I've done it. Awesome service. You don't get top dollar. It's pretty good. That's this. Well, I tried them. Carvana said they'd give me $17,000. Something that he knows doesn't work very well, so he's trying to unload it before it lasts, before it blows up. Right? I swear, I think I might be too compressed. Can you double check? Check. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know, Johnny. It feels a little compressy. Like I'm up. Somebody tell me. Somebody listening in the headphones. I think I might be too compressed. Can you double check? No. I think it's just. My ears are so sharp.
It's okay.
So
it takes a lot of courage to admit you have a problem with the dick show.
I'm fucking livid, man. You know, when I was a kid, growing up in the 80s, it was the synthesis of technology and lifestyle in a way that was new for us. You know, the 50s, humanity and technology has always grown and changed. You know, like a symbiosis. We're defined by our technology, humanity in a lot of ways. We made the fire, and all of a sudden we're sitting around the fire. We invented fences, and then we had neighbors, and we had suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. Came out of that. Humanity is a function of our technology. Our minds adapt and we become a new organism. The 50s had appliances, right? Washing machines,
Fucking ice chest,
hi-fi, refrigerator. Women all of a sudden had nothing to do, and they became a big pain in the ass, right? It's technology's fault. That's how transformative it is. And in the 80s was the infusion of the computer chip, right? Computer chip and technology, and all of a sudden we became like gods. It was in everything. Synth music is brand new. Look at all this computing before electric guitars, right? That defined a generation, right? Because the analog amplification of music changed our brains. This is wow.